All right. Let's see. Sorry, guys, about earlier. I was trying to fix my shit. Let's see. All right. All right. Let's see. What the hell? Why is it not showing up? Yeah, I just had some technical difficulties. Because the weather is getting hot, meaning the MacBook is getting hot now. So, yeah, man, it just certain cases shit happens. But I'm back. So I'm working on this track called originally it was called Amber, but um, I just named the beat that way. But then I just um. And then I'm gonna go a different approach. I finally put some vocals on it. Um, that yes, it sounds good. Found this sample, I think from Splice. Finding you, finding you, finding you in that finding. Actually, that was on output. Yeah, I take that back. Yeah, that was on output. So I found that vocal sample, which fit to this beat perfectly. And yeah, let me play around with it, and then we'll go from there. Oh, a little bit of the intro. Finding you, finding you, finding you in that, finding you in the dark, finding you. So yeah, so that's pretty much the track itself. Seeing that I'm like topping off, so I might have to freeze some tracks just to get some room. But yeah, that's pretty much the main flavor of it. But I like it, especially when it comes to the drop portion of it. It just feels right. All right, yeah, I'm gonna have to freeze this shit. But yeah, guys, freaking, I'm pumped. Got some new music coming out pretty soon. I think I'm gonna announce it sometime next week. But yeah, man, just been super busy on some new stuff. Just trying to create new content for you guys, and yeah, just checking out new music. It's just been busy, like the good busy though. You know what I mean? Like you kind of have to. I think sometimes when you fall off the wagon, when I mean like when you kind of like certain events that it's hard for you to kind of get back into that mode of like strictly just doing production. Little things can throw you off. So, I just been back on my regimen, going back to working out, going back to eating healthy. I think that, fuck, man, I think that's so important is to have those like those routines you have. I always say, like, even as producers, we have to have our own routines. We have to have like, even though it's like our thing's not like a 9 to 5 gig. Oh shit. Um, Hold on. I think the live stream's going all wonky. Let's see. I might have to freeze some stuff, guys. Take that out. Let's see. Okay, yeah. I'm like running into. That's what I fucking hate, guys. Okay. Freeze all this stuff. This is the part I hate the most. That's why I gotta get like a desktop for this shit. Okay. Looks like we are back. Oh, no. I'm just gonna freeze a bunch of shit. You know what? I'm gonna delete this. I don't need that. Freeze you. Shit, man. Hopefully it's better. Right now I'm just trying to freeze everything. Jesus. I'm just trying to freeze everything I can. Yeah, why is this not freeze? Frozen. Hopefully this helps. So I can talk to you guys better. Alright. Who's this guy? But yeah. Let's see. Should be fine now. Chords. Here's all this shit. pretty much gonna freeze everything that I possibly can. But it's weird because, yeah, it shows that I'm not peaking too much. So maybe, let's see. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Just hope it does not crash on us. But, anyways, what was saying before? Oh, about routine. I think it's all choppy. Dude, this annoys the shit out of me. Cause, let's see. Yeah, cause everything should be okay. Yeah, I don't know. Trying to fix the shit. Now it says connection is good. Yeah, I don't know. I have no fucking idea what's going on. Okay, all right. What was there before? All right. Let's see. I'm basically trying to test everything out. Should test it before. Okay, cool. Like what I was saying before, before this technical issues. Now I fucking get it with these live streams that you kind of really need some serious power because I'm just on my laptop and my interface, but still it shouldn't take too much. CPU, as you can see, it's like 34%, which is doable. I've done it before. That's like way, way more. It was like 50 up to even like 70. It was like a little bit choppy, but I don't know, guys. Gotta figure that out. So what I was saying before is having a routine is like so important, I believe, because sorry, because it just keeps you consistent throughout everything, whether it's life in general, but like definitely as producers, like I think the routine is just it just helps. It just helps with your production. At least for me, it helps a lot with my production when it comes to just getting things, being more motivated, just kind of, getting things back to normal when it comes to like mental healthness and just I don't know, man. It just helps me a lot to kind of get things back to going and just be very productive about it. So like like I gotta get my workout in. Usually, I was starting to do it in the morning, but I just couldn't wake up early in the morning because I would do sessions late, to like this hour, or even later, and so I would try to wake up at 7:30. But now I'm like, I'd rather wake up at 7:30, get my breakfast done and all this shit, and then go to then hit the studio and all that stuff. So, um, yeah, it just depends. You just have to find your fucking routine. It's like everybody has a different routine, and you can see it with even investors, millionaire mindsets. They have a routine that they have, and it makes them become successful because they keep doing that routine. It's just like I think the rule is like if you do it within like if you do it consistently for like 3 months, it's part of your lifestyle. So. Yeah, that's why I've been trying to do these past months because, especially, you know, us producers, it's hard to really kind of focus on some shit, really. Because we're up late, we're sleeping, later, and it just depends, we have other stuff to do, other people have jobs. So it's kind of hard to kind of have it like a strict schedule because sometimes you'll hit up a session like even at this hour you're clocking in at 11:30 and you won't get out till like 6 or 7 in the morning. So it just depends, man. It just depends. But luckily for me, I don't have that crazy schedule. I used to have that crazy schedule when I was working in a studio, but not anymore. Which I don't mind it. I kind of like those sessions. Those are fun. It definitely pushes you at your mental state when you have like people down your ear trying to be like, hey, let's get this shit going. Especially as an engineer. As a producer in those sessions, it's really relaxed, just chill. But as an engineer, it's like, whew, it can be a little hectic because you're running on fucking 4 hours of sleep, and you gotta stay up, and you really don't know what time you have to clock out and stuff. So, but yeah, let's show you some stuff. So, if you guys are just joining in, this is a song. It's called Amber, but I might change it later. It's some track. I made this track probably a month ago. And I was like, it needs a vocal. It needs like a cool, like, vibey vocal. Because, if you hear the beat itself, yeah, let me mute that. So, bassy, kind of like house vibe-ish. Kind of fun. But then I was like, okay, be interesting to kind of put a vocal on top of it. So I found this vocal. So I'm still trying to figure out what to do with this transition. Definitely gonna have like a uplifter or riser and stuff. So, um, but yeah, it's a fun track. I like it a lot. And yeah, yeah. So and that's yeah. You'll kind of see me how I work. I can break down some stuff. Um, like the drop lead. Yeah, yeah, I'll break down the drop lead. So basically the basics are so there's a drop lead. As you can see, there's like two different layers. There's this main layer, like distorted. It's got the little altar boy. I believe I kind of low passed it. And then you got this low lead, which is crazy. It's just like a vocal. It's a vocal sample. Or sorry, a vocal loop. Just underneath that. So when you combine those two, it just kind of thickens it up. It's weird because you like, in a sense, if you do a really good job, it can sound like one, cohesive synth. But me, it sounds good with just this. But then you add the second coat. It just adds some character, especially with other stuff. Yeah, because we have the chords. So that's the main one. High one, just to kind of add a little bit more, little like shimmer, if that makes sense, on the top. So yeah. So you combine all those with the bass. Add some groove. And then everything. I lost you. I thought I lost you. I thought I lost you. So then it just goes back, but I think I changed it up on the second one. So I just add a higher. Which sounds cool. But I kind of wanted some more energy when it comes across, like. I might have this kind of extend it. It's funny because what I did is I actually made my crash extender, which is basically it's just a reverb and then a delay on it. So with what I like to have, I like I like this specific white noise. I like it. I put it a lot in my tracks. It's just It's very clean and bright and just kind of fills certain frequencies that I want to. You see, you just hear that kind of extender. Like if you take it off, it's very short. So with it, it just extends it. As you can see, like with the audio sample, it should have been done right here, but extends it further. So I kind of want to extend it a little bit further. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of like duplicate that, because I wanted to have like white noise right here and then kind of fade away right there. But let's check it out first. See, that doesn't sound good. What I might need to do, I might need to just kind of, I might need to just boost this. Yeah, boost. Yeah, it's good. I might boost the. Yeah, I'll automate that. So basically, like that. Let's listen. I don't know how I feel about that. It's just kind of tweaking some stuff. Because when I automate it, it kind of does its job. It's not as what I was expecting to be. So. Might have to add new like drums. Yeah, I had like new drums. Oh shit. Sorry guys. But yeah, something to kind of keep it interesting, if that makes sense. Let's go with my sample. Let's try this one. Make sure it's in the right tempo. Ooh, I don't really like that shaker, but I do kind of like this. Maybe have this kind of being like. Or have have this be every other one? Like this? Let's see. Oops. Why didn't you just do this? Come on, man. Alright, let's see. I mean, I like this like thing in the beginning, so maybe we can substitute it like. Sure. Check, check. All right. Let's see. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't know what happens with OBS. Sometimes it likes to fuck up my audio. Shit, but all right. Probably get rid of this. Oh, Jesus. But I do like this like new. Gives the hi-hats a little bit, crispiness. Yeah, because without them, like, and then with them, yeah, it just sounds more better. Yeah, That's the outro I'm trying to work on. May or may not keep. We'll find out. And that's the fun part about fucking making music. You don't know where the fuck you're gonna go to. Okay, cool. But I definitely wanna maybe EQ that a little bit better. Something like that to kind of like transition it better, to kind of give the percussion a little bit of rest. Kind of it just helps with your transitions when you kind of do that stuff. Just when you listen to music, instead of it keeping going, it doesn't sound such like a loop, because I think that's the hard part with certain genres, especially like dance music. Like house, tech house, a lot of it could be repetitive and, sound the same. It just like, it just sounds like a loop. But if you do like little things like that, it just makes a whole difference for your track. Yeah, I just like doing that because it just gives it a little bit more of a different feel, different taste. Even though it's something minute like that, it still sounds cool. Cool. All right. All right. Oh, so this intro I made, it was pretty cool. Dang, I wish I could. Maybe I could unfreeze it for a little bit. Okay, so. So this intro, I made it through. It's basically the lead, the drop lead, and what I did is I use Little Alter Boy for it, just to kind of pitch it up and then detune it a little bit down. I love doing this trick. It's actually one of my favorite tricks to do on samples, vocals. Basically, I'll do this and then add the drive. It just sounds good with the drive itself. And then, have an EQ, cut out the lows, and then just something about it. I kind of wanted just to focus around the 1K area, so I just kind of did like a band EQ, and then I did a. Let's see if they'll open up without freaking it out. So, yeah, right. So. So then I just went on these presets. This is Effect Rack by Sound Toys. Um, I would buy their bundle, guys. They have it on Sweetwater. At the time I got it, when it was on the discount, and it was, dude, it was worth it. I think I paid for it for like, I think like 250 or something. I'm not too sure, but it was so worth the money because their stuff is amazing. Echo Boy is a great plugin. I mean, a little altar boy. That's what I use the most out of any of their plugins, or the decapitator. I use that a lot. But what's so cool about this rack, you know, first thing, you can set up your own rack, so you could put things in, bring, micro shift in here, or like, if I wanted a little altar boy, I could put it in here, and it's just like, it's sick. It's an awesome tool. And basically, what you do is, there's all these presets that you can mess around with. But I typically go to just the modulation one because I just love the effect of it. Just how it alters the sound design. It's really cool. And so, excuse me. And so I think. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Fuck, man. My, which preset did I use? Oh, it's there here. I'm gonna try to find it. Oh, of course, it's sound design. So you go to under sound design, and they have like crazy, like devil pipe, feedback beat. It's just crazy stuff that they have. So I chose this, and I don't think I alter it too much. I don't think I did. So, by with that, it creates this like weird, like mystical, like sounding. But yeah, let me just play it for you guys. And so, well, I'll take it out with the utility. So it sounds cool, a little bit pitchy, but what I did is I just grabbed that utility, which I love doing, because it's my favorite thing, because I love messing with audio, especially when I can be able to shape it. So sometimes I'll shape it with the clip itself, but I like the utility because you can change it. You can, I can mess around with it, especially the attack. I can move it this way or that way. Just gives so much flexibility. So that's the thing I love the most about, is I can alter it and not affect the sample itself, right? I don't have to like go back and find the version that was the clean version of this, and you know what I mean. So I could just basically take this off, or even delete it, and not worry to that it's gonna affect the audio. Um, but yeah, it's amazing. So as you heard it before, it sounded a little bit pitchy, but with this, it sounds clear. See, so it just controls the sample, and you could kind of tell where it's going. And then so with after that, I just wanted to have it some reverb. So it's distance. This is the lower. I don't know why I said high. So with those two combined, So yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with the intro. How I want it to come out. So I might do some vocal chops on it, and just maybe some other stuff. We're still trying to. I'm still trying to figure out what to do after that. But yeah, guys, appreciate you sticking around this late at the hour. Let's see. Oops. Okay. Well, I'll show you guys the bass actually. Okay, cool. So this is the sub. Very plain Jane sub. And you know what? It's actually this, the sub, the top bass is actually the same as the sub. I just moved it down. And actually, let me see. Before I move on, let me freeze this sucker. Before it fucking freaks out. It's like, it might take a while. Okay, so with the top bass, what I love to do, I like to literally just grab the same audio sample for that bass and just, bring it down, distort the shit out of it just to get a little bit more of the top end, and then low pass it just so it doesn't hit, so I don't get the sub. Because I already have I already have the sub sample. I don't need no more sub. It just creates conflict during the mix down. And it's just better. It's just better. And then you just kind of, you EQ your top bass so it fits right in the pocket. Like, I like to have my top bass around, like, I think after 150, and then like well, let me see. Let's see what I did. Okay. So, like I said before, if we listen to this bass, it's literally the sub. And so what I did is use a decapitator, put the drive up, style. So there's different styles with this. There's E, N, T, B, P. I don't know particularly what each one is, like what kind of setting they are. I just know there's different, sounding wise. It just all, they're all sound differently. And you have your mix knob right here, but for this one, I just full blasted it. Your output, you can do, low cuts, high cut. I just leave that for the EQ. You could do it here, but I just feel like the EQ is a little bit more precise. And as you can see, so what I said is like, between like 130 to 150, and then the 150, I'll do the opposite with the sub. I didn't do that here, so I'll probably do that later on. What should I do right now? Freeze. So what I like to do is I'll grab the same EQ, and then I'll change this to low pass. Okay, so yeah, okay, so when since this has that, those two won't conflict. Those two won't conflict when it comes to the mixing. So but yeah, that's what I like to do. Instead, sometimes I'll sound design like a different bass, but if this audio sample sounds good and sounds clean, then you can just really just kind of like distort it and then just, EQ it so it'll be the, that it's a good way to mimic a top end rather than kind of going through synths and stuff. It's just a faster way to work too. And that helps me a lot too. Like I have difficulty um, creating top basses. I tend to just grab the same sample and just, you know, distort it and EQ it, and it sounds pretty good, you know? Doesn't sound too bad. You know, when you have it in the mix, at least when it's all by itself, you're like, oh. And then together, and then with the whole beat. So yeah, it's crazy. You know, when you listen to certain stuff by itself, it just, you know, it does sound like shit sometimes. But when you put everything together, you're like, oh, it makes sense. It just makes sense. So that's why I recommend like not, you know, mixing in solo. Like if you find this resonance and you can't hear it through the mix with everything else, then I'm like, okay, then yeah, solo the track itself. But I tend not to mix when it comes to. I just don't like solo mix. Other people mix that way. It just doesn't work for me. So it might work for you. Maybe you just you know where you want to go when it comes to the mixing. For me, I know where I want to go when it comes to the production. So with this, you know, people be like, "Oh, that sounds weird by itself," but then I'm like, "Wait, hold on." You know, you put everything together, boom, it sounds better. But yeah, everybody's different that way, and I think that's what's the great part about music and music production. It's like everybody has their own way that they work. Um, can it be tricky sometimes when you're working with other people? Of course. I mean, I think that's with every industry. You find it you find it kind of interesting and sometimes difficult when you know the other person doesn't work the same way as you do. Meaning, um, just their what do you call it? Their process, if that makes sense. But that's shit. You know, that's everything. Everybody works differently. Not everybody's gonna work the same as you, or even as hard as you too. So that's one thing you gotta understand as well. It took me a while. I would honestly take that personally sometimes, and I'm still trying to deal with that as well. Trying to like um, try to not intensify projects, if that makes sense. You know, sometimes when you're so emotional so emotionally attached to a project to the point that you kind of you create issues when there shouldn't be. That's a problem. That's something you need to work on yourself. And but you know, if the for instance, okay, there's that issue, but then there's this issue that it's just not working out. Like you just not you two are not connecting, or you two are just thinking differently when it comes to the track. Where I'm just speaking as behalf of as a producer, more a producer than an artist, because you know you will get in those issues that you will have conflicts with the artist you're working with. So you just kind of have to be flexible. That's the thing I'm learning so much is like being very, very flexible and being patient. Because that is so hard. Because especially you see the vision of the track, and you're like, man, I just really want to get this done, and the artist is just maybe they're slowing down, or maybe they're just not taking the project seriously like you do. That's sometimes you have to let time settle for things to work out. Because it's worth it. It's really, really worth it at the end if it's a good project. Um, yeah. So that's the spiel of the day, spiel of the night, guys. But yeah. Sorry for the freaking technical difficulties. But I'll try to fix that next time. But I'm gonna call it a night, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Wish I'll probably next time I'll probably do like a fresh new track so you could you guys see like how I start, because I know at least past live streams I've been showing you guys how I, how I have my like a project that's already set up and pretty much done. But I kind of want to show you guys how I start projects and like what it comes to, like, ideas and where I go from there, because I think it'd be really cool to show that off to you guys. But appreciate it, guys. I have new beats on the website on officialsugarbrown.com. Now I'm only doing exclusive licensing. I've just learned from the past, a lot of artists that have bought, some tracks of mine that were non-exclusive. They were having issues, uploading them, because previous other artists have previously uploaded their tracks, and so now they're exclusive, and basically you have, the track is yours. I don't own any percentage of it. It's just, basically you buy the whole track itself, so it's a good deal. I try to price them fairly. There's a couple tracks that are like $100, which is pretty reasonable for actually exclusive. Like, you don't know pretty much the track itself, but yeah, guys. I will announce new music next week, I believe, and I'm excited. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be definitely a Sugar Brown track with a really great artist, a great friend of mine, and I'm just excited. So, thank you guys, and guys have a lovely night. I'll see you the next time.